Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Lifetime Christmas killer movies.
Whoa, I'm Patrick Strato, and I'm a Lifetime movie expert.
I'm Brian, filling in for Dan, who hates these, but I guess I kind of like them.
And this is the Take a Lifetime on Coke podcast. Happy New Year.
New Year.
New Year's
you.
resolutions.
Don't call
Ryan
it that.
Seacrest. Ball dropping. Go. Oh, hi, everybody. How are ya?
Good.
I don't know what Dan's deal is. He's got to be better by now, but
He's enjoying semi-retirement.
He's just whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's missing out because today we're talking about Silent Night, Fatal Night, which when I saw this announced, I knew we had to do it because it's just Christmas plus the standard Lifetime. This is what I've been saying that Lifetime should do more of anyway. Like,
they definitely should.
I don't know how this movie performed for them because it was on Lifetime Movie Network, and I don't, not everybody has that, and it's, whatever. But this was a good idea. They should do more of this. And I saw when I was watching it that they were doing something on the Lifetime Movie Network called Sleigh Bells, SLAY. Are there more than just this when it comes to the slasher Christmas?
They have. In the past few years, done like one a year, so they just re-air the old ones that they did.
I see.
So yes, they have a few snowy movies, not necessarily Christmas.
Right.
And this was barely Christmas.
Barely,
to the point where I was like, "Are these trees CGI'd in? Was this an afterthought?"
Yeah.
I think there might be one line about a holiday break or something.
Yeah.
So yes, it's Christmas light.
Christmas lights. That is good. But you know what? The trees and the lights are coming down all around us, and so this is kind of right there with it in that regard.
Yes.
Patrick, do you have any New Year's resolutions this year that you're going to be kicking off in a couple days?
I don't think so. I don't think I do those.
You don't think you do those?
You don't do trees.
Yeah. I don't think I do resolutions. How
about anything you're going to try to do differently?
Not resolved to.
Just
no. I mean, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good.
I'm living my life and happy with that.
That's probably the healthiest way to take on the new year.
Dan and I aren't doing a resolution. We're doing a thing, and that's different. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
We're drinking smoothies.
I could think of something to better yourself, but I don't know. I don't buy into all that bettering yourself stuff. Just do whatever you like to do.
That's good advice.
I mean, maybe the hot tub meditation from last week. That might. Maybe you could do that.
Yeah. I mean, if I had access to a hot tub. Oh, I do. I have my gym. It's right down the street. I could go to that
every day, but
it's not good for my heart. It's not good for your heart.
It's weird though to do that in a public
meditate,
gym, right? Meditate
probably.
In the hot tub. Everybody else is wooing around you, having a good time, and you're like, guys,
please.
I'm doing my morning meditation.
Inner peace is coming. Everybody,
that's
you're right.
It'd be a move for sure. Let's talk about Silent Night, Fatal Night. Tell us everything we need to know before diving in, Patrick.
Yes. So, Silent Night, Fatal Night stars Alex Camacho, and Matthew Pohlkamp, and Haley Rutledge.
Nailed it.
Practiced.
It shows.
I did look up Matthew Pohlkamp. I Googled him to see, because I always mess up that name because it just doesn't look like Pohlkamp, but obviously. And there's a podcast that he does about BMX bikes. I'm like, okay, this guy just does it all.
He's a biker?
He's a BMXer.
He's a BMX expert. So I was like, this guy rides bikes. He looks tall. I'm like,
he does look tall.
I'm like, this guy does movies, does BMX.
What a cool dude.
Yeah.
What a cool dude.
Unless he brings his bike everywhere and talks about bikes all the time, that could get old.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I don't know. He hasn't done a bike movie, so he hasn't talked a director into being let's do a BMX movie, a Lifetime BMX movie. Because, I mean, it might be coming. It might be coming.
Yeah, maybe we can write that.
Hey, if it doesn't exist yet.
A BMX rider, and they come out the next day, and the rider's gone. His bike is still there.
Oh, he disappears?
We got to find him.
The title is BMX Girlfriend.
Oh, BMX Girlfriend. What a great name.
Yes. Write that down,
BMX
Brian.
Girlfriend.
Great idea. This is a great idea.
TM. Just so everybody's clear. We got it.
That's all you have to do to TM something, I understand. And you just have to say TM after it.
That's right.
Wonderful. All right. So jumping into the movie, now that we pitched one for Matthew to steal from us, it begins with a redheaded woman. She is creeping around on a stormy night in like the 1940s or something. Like her outfit is crazy. Like she's got like a blouse on and like a bonnet hat, but she has a flashlight. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. There's electric candles everywhere. You know, I'm like, the timeline's not right. The timeline's not right. A man is chasing her around with a knife, and I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
And there's like some voiceover. There's like some voiceover.
I love voiceover.
Yeah, it's like narrating the story, and we come to find out it's characters from a popular book called Gideon's Family Reunion by famed author Mallory Dearborn.
Yes.
So Mallory Dearborn is reading the story to like
she's at a book reading. This is a new book. This is but she has a series of Gideon books. Like it's the Gideon family story
series.
Series.
Yeah.
Got it.
And they're very popular.
Wildly popular?
Very
popular. I don't know. I mean, enough to where she's like a best-selling author. So.
Oh, yeah. Like definitely like, you know, it's like R.L. Stein and then Mallory.
Yeah, I mean, she can't top RL. No one can.
He'll come after
it's the Stein.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Josh, number 24. So she is at this book reading. This is a brand new book, and they're doing a reading followed by a signing. And this is when we meet Michael, who is her book agent.
Yep. Very handsome man.
He does BMX on the side. They don't get into that, but you can feel
it. Tell. Yeah, he's got that vibe.
He's got the quads.
He's got the quads for a BMX.
Say no more.
Yeah. And there's like people in line. There's one girl who looks surprisingly like freaking what's her name? Natasha Lyonne.
Oh yeah.
And that's an extra. I was like, Natasha Lyonne's in this movie? What the heck? But it's not her we're focusing on. We're focusing on the other redheaded girl
who's super pumped. She's like, when she gets done with the reading, she stands up and is like, yeah. And then she's first in line for the autograph. And she's like, I'm your biggest fan, biggest fan. And Mallory's like being kind, but also like is trying to move it along. And Michael is like, you gotta keep going. Like we're not doing this whole thing. But she's like, I host a podcast. I'm an aspiring author, all this stuff. Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, podcast hosts are the worst.
100%.
She takes her signed copy of the book and puts it on a shelf to her shrine to Mallory with all her other signed books and a framed picture of them together also signed.
She has done this before. She's met her before. And it is a framed picture. And she also has the picture of the two of them together as the wallpaper on her laptop. So big fan. Fan.
Got it.
Yep. Yeah. So Mallory is unhappy with her success. Like she's like, I'm not fulfilled. I've been writing these books forever. I want to do something else. I want to write like the next great American novel, you know?
Right. Yeah. She wants this to be the last Gideon book so she can do something else.
And Michael, her agent, is like, you could probably do one more.
Maybe think about it. He shoots
down the idea right away.
I think you should definitely do one more. Yeah. And we find out because he has a conversation with the publisher that the publishing company has already paid in advance for the next Gideon book. And he has not told Mallory.
No.
He has basically pocketed this advance money.
Yikes.
And he's like, I don't have any doubts that I'm going to be able to convince her to do another Gideon book. Yeah. Not going to be a problem.
Right. I mean, look at that face. So handsome. Yeah. Who wouldn't write a book for him?
Look at this guy.
Sounds stressful.
We know right away. Look at that. Look at that face.
Oh, man. I'd write a book for him.
Yeah.
Man.
He is handsome, but he is shady. We know he's a bad guy right from the top. We're like, Michael's a liar. Michael's a thief.
But I do want to say the thing that's this movie does really well, especially early on, is you have like this Michael character that seems shady, but you have this fan that seems crazy. Yep. And you know something is going to happen, but you're not really sure, like, who am I supposed to, like, hone in on as being the person that's going to do the thing, whatever that thing is, you know, the fatal night.
Poor Mallory. She's just trying to live her life. You know, she wants to just like chill. Like just finished a book, did a book tour. She's chilling for the holidays.
Right.
She, wants to like take time. She takes like a month off after every book tour or book like release. And, Michael offers to give her his cabin so she can go up and focus, maybe get some writing done. No pressure.
Of course.
But
no pressure.
Maybe
ride the bike on the trails.
Yeah. He gives her the key to the cabin. He's like, don't tell anyone where you're going, though.
Yeah. And basically it's like, hey, go on a little retreat and just make sure that you're done with Gideon. Like, make sure of it. And I think you'll get a lot of clarity on this trip to this cabin.
And don't tell anyone where you're going.
Please.
And Mallory,
and I can't stress this enough. Yeah. Don't tell anyone where you're going.
Mm-hmm. Mallory's like, my whole family's dead. I don't spend the holidays with anyone. I don't have friends. My books are my friends. So don't worry. I'm going to go. So she goes up to the cabin. She arrives. It's like a beautiful cabin. Actually,
it's decorated for Christmas, which
was nice.
I don't really know who did that because Michael doesn't go, like, he doesn't live there, but someone decorated for Christmas, and it is nice.
That's why you have a groundskeeper to do that. And, she's like, the cabin's perfect. She calls them like on the landline because there's no cell service.
Obviously.
At the cabin, of course.
She puts on some Christmas music,
she does.
Pours herself a glass of wine, lays down on the couch to just kind of like dive into a book.
She earned this.
And then suddenly, in the background, you see someone come in. And you're like, who's this person? What is this? And then you go.
Well, Brian, I don't know if you know what happens in Lifetime movies, but chloroform is always
chloroform.
So she gets chloroform from behind, and she's like,
and then the person says, "You just got chloroformed."
She has the best night's sleep of her life.
I don't even know where you get chloroform or like what
okay, Patrick.
is. Like,
okay, sure. Neither do I.
We see the bottle behind you, buddy. Come on.
Right. None of us know how to get chloroform.
Blur my background.
Watch out behind you.
You just got chloroformed.
And then we cut to the superfan. The superfan is like on her laptop or like just listening to like music and dreaming about Gideon, and a news notification pops up and it says Mallory Dearborn is dead.
Now, and I got to be honest with you, did not see that coming. I know it's Silent Night, Fatal Night, but we just saw her got chloroformed, and then she's dead, and I'm like, whoa, they just killed someone.
Yeah,
they killed the main person.
In the movie.
Nobody knew she was there except her books.
That's exactly right. Her books knew, but no one else knew. So that's pretty shocking news. But what's not shocking is that we're going to go to a break, and we're going to be right back and talk a little bit more about Silent Night, Fatal Night here on Deck the Hallmark.
Lifetime Accord.
Lifetime. Dang it.
Chloroformed.
You know what catches me by surprise is all the amazing content on Philo. It's phenomenal.
That surprises you?
I know.
Have you looked at it once?
Keep being surprised by this stuff.
Of course they have the best.
So much.
Holiday Hub.
It's the Holiday Hub. And guess what? January is coming, and it's still just as good.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Philo.tv/DTH. We're talking about Silent Night, Fatal Night.
Yes.
She dead. That is where we are. She dead, and I'm surprised.
Yeah, and so is the world. The world is shocked. Yeah. This famed author, young, beautiful author, dead.
Book just came out. Yeah, she should be riding high. Instead, she's riding low, 6 feet under.
6 feet. You got chloroform.
Michael's watching the story on the news, and they're saying all the sad things.
Yeah.
And he proposes a toast. He's like, to Mallory, R.I.P. drinks his little drink, and then he heads downstairs to the basement, and he's just walking in the basement and walking.
Nothing
and
weird
he's walking.
here.
No, he's just going to the basement, and then cut to Mallory. She's alive.
Oh,
She's
come on.
gagged.
She's tied up. She's
Something in her
got
mouth?
the, yeah,
Of course, yeah.
The
Yeah.
thing that goes right here
Between your
that
teeth.
suddenly makes it to where you can't make a sound. Hey,
Hey, why did you chloroform me entirely up?
nothing you can do. You got the thing in your mouth. You can't. Can't talk through that.
So he put a Lindsay Lohan like tracking device on her ankle, and he's like, if you leave this house, it'll beep, and I'll know you left.
And
You can never leave.
and if you try to take it off, I'll know too.
Boy, he's really
He
good.
says
and
that.
it's like, I'm like, that is not a deterrent. It could beep all the way. Is
Yeah.
it gonna like shock me or something? Is
Yeah.
it a shock bracelet? No.
No, it's just I'm gonna know.
I'm just gonna. He's like, I'm going for a bike ride. Don't you move.
And here's
But-
he kind of dives into what he's up to here. He's like,
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna need you to write another Gideon book. Basically, I think he basically comes clean and is like, we already got the advance. I took the money. I thought the investments were good. I invested the money, lost it. It doesn't matter. We still need to write this book. And so she's allowed to like get out of bed, go upstairs and write,
Right, yeah.
and do all that stuff. And he's gonna like make her food and stuff. But she can't leave, and we got to get this book done by like Christmas.
This
Eve
actually
or whatever.
sounds like most writers. This would be ideal for them, like because the hardest part
True.
of writing is like sitting, like doing it on your own. So if somebody could capture you, tie you up, feed you.
Wait
and
until you see what we
threaten
got
you.
in store for you in January,
Oh,
Brian.
boy.
It's gonna be pretty
It does
crazy.
create stakes, right? So Mallory tries to like bargain her way out of it. She's like, I'll pay the advance. I don't care. Just let me go. He's like, no. Think of it as a writer's retreat type of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, so by the way, the Wi-Fi's off and the phones have all been removed.
You can't even look
So
at
there's-
Facebook. You can't check anything. This is ideal for a writer.
Yeah.
This
no
could not
no
be better.
distractions. Yeah, she is just writing on a laptop with Microsoft Word on there. So Mallory tries to leave, and the bracelet beeps, and she's like, "Oh no, the bracelet beeped! I gotta go back inside."
Yep, absolutely.
And it's at
He
this
prepared-
point that that somebody shows up, right?
Food delivery.
What?
The hiker.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay,
Not
I'm sorry.
yet.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
There's a hiker.
We didn't talk about the sandwich that he prepared.
Oh, I forgot about the
let's hear
sandwich.
this.
No, I'm kidding. We can move on to the hiker.
He does make a
Is it a
sandwich.
good looking sandwich?
I mean, it's
Just
It's like
normal.
bologna and
yeah,
cheese.
it's fine. I guess the job.
If you're
done.
hungry, that's probably the best sandwich you ever had.
Do you want to get kidnapped? Like you are like making man. Like, this sounds pretty
So
good.
I have a few allergies you should know about, but other than that, I'm
I
pretty much
don't-
down for whatever.
Brian's like, I don't have to see my kids for days. Kidnap me.
No.
Oh
many
man,
days?
I kid. Yeah, do
Well,
I?
as he's like making the sandwich, that's when we see like somebody outside the house, and someone knocks on the door. It's this hiker.
It's always a hiker.
Yep. He's
He
lost.
has his backpack. He, is like, hey, I was a couple cabins down, but I got turned around and just need to like come in and warm up for a minute. And Michael's like, yeah, come in.
I
And
will
he
say this guy.
grabs a gun.
This guy is sus.
He's totally sus.
Totally sus.
Yeah.
Like this is just. It's just not something that I would do. Like I wouldn't be like. Yeah, I'm a little bit turned around. You mind if I just come in? And then he starts like poking around at the house. He's like, look at that. What's this? Oh my goodness. So like guy is like all over the place.
That's weird.
And
He wants to use the bathroom. Like,
and but he this is where the dilemma becomes. I don't know.
it should become.
This is where the dilemma happens because she is in the bathroom, right? That's where he puts her, or in a room next to the bathroom or whatever. And so when he starts to go into the bathroom, he's like, you can't go in there. And then you hear Mallory go, and he's like, what's that?
Yep.
What's that? And so, I mean, do the math. Try to figure out what happens next.
You want me to try to figure it out?
Try to figure out what happens
I think
next.
he starts poking. He
Figure it
sounds like
out.
he's going to poke around a little bit and go in the room and see her. Oh, he murders the
Yeah,
hiker.
he gets murdered.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I thought the hiker was like gonna take control of the situation. That's a bummer.
No.
Yeah.
The hiker gets
Hate
stabbed.
that for Mallory. Stabs him in his
you know,
cabin. What a mess. Not that I mean,
know it's not.
it sounds like a
It's
mess.
not a great.
You know what's not a
great
bad idea though, Brian, is this hiker being total sus.
Yeah.
And when he opens the door and sees Mallory tied up, he's like, well, this is interesting because I was going to tie you up.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
ties. And
Michael,
so then
yeah.
Michael and Mallory are actually now tied up together.
Yeah.
An interesting thought there.
For BMX.
For BMX, but I don't know. I don't know if we can tie them all together. But the idea of the captor becoming the captee with the other captee, and now they have to work together to get out. But he's like, if I do work with her to get out, and she gets out, then
it's risky.
So it's like, what do I do? An interesting idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's deep. That's very deep. But not what happens.
Not what happens here at all. Once again, we're just saying all of our good ideas out loud today.
TMO, by the way.
I swear, if this BMX guy takes this idea.
The sheriff shows up because you got to have a sheriff in a Lifetime movie. There was a 911 hang-up call. I don't know who called 911, but it doesn't matter.
And I thought for sure this cop was going to die.
Oh,
I thought,
so did I.
Everyone who's going to knock on this door, he's just going to start killing everybody because you can't. But the cop does poke around. He does hear Mallory. Mallory this time just goes with the knocking, like it's like trying to like make sound that way. And what's his name? The
sheriff there?
Michael. Is it Michael? Michael's like, oh man, that's the pipes.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get it to stop,
man.
but what can you do? And the cop's like, yeah, classic pipes.
Yeah.
And he leaves.
He gets it.
So
he leaves, but the cab. I mean, it's a cabin, so yeah, there's going to be issues.
Old pipe noises.
So Mallory starts writing about Gideon, the main character, being kidnapped, art imitating life. It starts to really flow. She gets halfway through the book, and she's like really getting it done. She's like, usually when I get halfway through the book, I have a steak dinner and wine.
Yep.
And Michael's like, all right, I can do that for you. He cooks up some steak. Mallory goes to the bathroom, but really she's like crushing pills up and she's going to put it in his wine.
Yeah. Found some pills in the bathroom
in Ibiza
mirror. Yeah.
Oh. He just left them laying around for her to grab.
Yeah. And I got to be honest, I don't know if you can just crush up any pill and it will kill you, but whatever this pill was going to do the job.
Lethal. Okay.
You gotta do it. So they're having their steak dinner with their wine. She's like very excited for him to drink the wine.
Yeah.
And then we get my favorite scene of the Christmas season ever. Michael takes the wine. He's like, cheers to Gideon and your book. You're doing so great. And she's like, yes, cheers. She drinks her wine. She's like watching him like, ooh. He just like goes to his mouth and then pours it on the plate.
Sloppy steak.
Oh.
It's in the sound effect of like the pouring. It's
sloshing.
Like it's like very like sound effecty. And he's
sound.
like,
I brought a clip apparently.
right? And he's like, I'm not that dumb. I'm not gonna fall for this. I know you put something in my wine.
Well, and I also love like pretty smart on his part because she was trying to figure out a way to get him to leave so that she could put the crushed up pills in his wine, and so she says, I actually like to drink a white wine with my steak. Do we have any white? And he's like, yeah, I got white. So he leaves. And when he comes back and he does the pour it out.
Is he pouring wine all over the steak?
Pouring wine all over the steak. That is that sound, yes.
Over the plate. All over the plate.
He goes,
hilarious.
You think I don't know you? You never drink white wine. So honestly, a pretty bad cover for her. Like she should have come up with
out of your normal routine.
If you're notorious red, you can't just all of a sudden go with white and expect him not to pick up on it. But pretty smart on his part, pretty dumb on her part.
Absolutely. Did he pour it again?
Yes.
Well, yeah, he never stops. So he's like, get back to work. She's like, I need internet to do research. And he's like, no, you can't have that. But she does steal a letter opener like from the desk. And
he's just leaving all sorts of stuff around for her, huh?
Yeah.
Pills, letter openers. What else?
Right. Well, And well, of course, she hooks up to his iPhone with his iPhone is just like willy nilly, just allowing anybody to join their network.
So yeah, here's the thing. I don't know if this is true, but when he's like goes to take a phone call, she's like, yes. Apparently, when you take a phone call, your hotspot automatically becomes active. And she was able to hop onto
like a Wi-Fi hotspot.
A Wi-Fi hotspot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Opens up the data portal. That's what I'm afraid of. The data portal just opening up and everybody gets in.
I don't know. For some reason, when he was on the phone, it triggered the Wi-Fi being available on the laptop.
Sure.
So she hops on and she Googles, and this is when she finds out that she's dead. At this point, she didn't know that had been
dead?
Yes.
Okay.
And she was like, okay, I'll write the story and then he'll let me go. Now she's putting it together. He's planning the story that I'm dead. Once I finish this book, he's going to have me killed.
Yeah.
Right. And my favorite thing is Mallory doesn't, like chat 911. She Googles herself.
Yeah.
Just the worst.
The stats.
I understand, but also like, listen, as someone whose homepage is Googling myself,
Google Alert setup.
You gotta send an email or something. You gotta make the use of that time.
Yeah, but she has no friends or family, so I guess who would she call?
That's true.
So we cut to our super fan. Our super fan, we were so
you
worried
remember
about
super fan?
Yeah, I do. What's she been up to?
She's watching old interviews.
Yes,
as she should.
Because she's so sad that her favorite author is dead, and so she's listening to all these interviews, trying because while the news has come out that she's dead, no news of how she died came out. And so she's like just very interested in like what. So she's looking for like clues, kind of like, did she say like she's sick or something like that? And she comes across one interview where she says that after a Gideon book comes out, she takes a month off and doesn't write, and she's never working on two books at once. So when the news comes out that there's a Gideon book that was actually ready to go and it's going to come out posthumously,
I think,
after she's dead, she's like, wait a second, something doesn't line up here. Because she says she never has two books at once. She takes time off. But there's the publisher saying, hey, we have another book, actually, and we're going to release it. So
thank God for super fans.
She's starting to put it together. And I'd like to think that if something happened to little old Bran, some double-deckers would do some sleuthing.
Everybody get together,
yeah.
Brandon, is there going to be a break in the case soon?
I think there is going to be a break in the case and a break in this episode here on Deck to Lifetime Uncorked.
We're back.
So Superfan is starting to put some things together. The things aren't quite lining up.
Well, and Mallory's not just like at the cabin, writing willy-nilly. She's trying to get out of there. She stabs Michael with that letter opener we talked about. But he stops her and he's like, no, don't stab me. And she's like, I connected to the Wi-Fi and I know you're going to kill me and all this stuff. He's like, oh, no, I'm not going to kill you at the end of this. Just keep writing the book. We could say you faked your own death for like attention.
Or and then he's like, or we could just like keep putting these out. Like maybe we've actually found two books or three books.
Ooh, yeah.
Like who knows how many books we could find your hard drive. I mean, it's chock full. So he's basically implying, I might just keep you writing.
Sure.
As my little writer.
Right.
I don't know how many times you could do that before people start going, hold up.
Where'd she go?
She had 10 books on her hard drive? I don't know.
That seems, yeah. And Michael goes into town. He's like listening to like Christmas music in the car, like having a great time. He forgets his wallet. And our girl, Mallory, gets untied. She's untied, but she's pretending like she's still tied up.
Yeah.
Because
She had the butter. She did the old butter trick.
Slipped her hands out?
Yo.
Yeah, she put butter all over her ankle, slipped right out of that old ankle bracelet, put butter on her wrist, got out of the handcuffs. And I got to be honest, I don't know if that's how it works. Like if the things are actually on there real good as they should be, you can't just, no amount of butter is going to let it like slip around a bigger object, right?
I don't know. I mean, butter is...
all right, bring in the butter.
Yeah, get that vat of butter.
Let's put this to the test.
Tie you up real good.
Brian, I'm going to make your dream come true. I'm going to hold you captive.
I'm going to write so hard.
See if you can get out of these handcuffs.
So now that she is like pretending to be tied up, the sheriff comes back and he's like, hey, we got a report about a missing hiker. This time Michael is trying to like bribe him off. He's like, here's a book. Like, maybe go read this book and it's free. You can have it. And the sheriff's like, great. He goes back to the station. He's like, I got this book. And his receptionist is like, oh, that's that author that died. Like, are you sure? Like, he starts piecing it together. He's like, oh, he told me that she was on vacation or whatever. You know, like the story's not adding up. The sheriff is piecing it together. Yeah.
And do you remember our super fan?
I sure do.
So she starts doing some sleuthing, calling around, trying to figure out if anybody knew that Mallory had another book that she was writing. And she decides to contact the publisher. The publisher is like, you need to talk to his agent because her agent. That's the guy who would know about this book. And so she's trying to figure out, how can I get a hold of this agent? So she shows up at this is pretty ingenious on her part. She shows up and finds it's like, hey, I need to know where this guy is. And they're like, we're not just going to give out that information. Of course, yeah. And she's like, well, I actually have I'm a cake girl, and I have to deliver this cake to him. Where can I deliver the cake? Because I thought it was supposed to come here. He's not here. Where can I bring it?
Get that cake to him.
And his assistant is like, he's actually at his cabin. Let me give you the address. You can bring the cake there. So she gets the address with a little cake tomfoolery. Sure. So she's going to try to find this guy and see if she can get any more information about what actually happened. Good thing he likes
cake, because that could have gone south. If
the assistant knew that this guy does not cake, wouldn't have given the address. But luckily, he clearly has a there is no cake, but clearly has a past with cake, and so it was worth getting the address.
Right. He's got to have those BMX calories.
Right. Once you bike, you got a cake. We all know that.
Everybody knows that.
Cake by the ocean. That's what that song's about.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Mallory finishes the book. They celebrate with some champagne, and she offers to read the ending of the book to Michael. Yeah. And basically she's like, Gideon shoots her agent. She's like, whatever. She like smashes him with a laptop.
Can I just really quick, before that happens, she's reading it and is like reading it, and he's like, oh, keep going. Read more. It's like he's real pervy about this, about being read to. This guy's kink is clearly having someone read mystery novels to him out loud, because he is real into this. Yeah.
Keep reading. If that's all it takes, like, sign me up. I'll read this man stories all night long. Okay.
But yeah, she's like, she fought back against her captor, and then she closes the laptop, smashes it against the back of his face, and then they start struggling, and it's at this point that Carrie shows up, right?
Cake girl?
The cake girl.
Yeah.
Does not have a cake. She didn't bring one.
It's confusing, but okay.
Yeah, so they're all like fighting over the gun. Someone calls 911, and finally,
no one called 911. He was coming because he realized about the book.
The sheriff guy, yeah.
Okay.
He was coming back to check because he said, you're really going to like the next one, when he handed him the book. And when the police officer's assistant said, oh, she's dead, he's starting to put it together. He's like, all right, something about this guy and what he said isn't lining up. So he was just going back out there.
It all happened so fast. This is all in like
it did, and this does come to an end pretty quickly.
It's like laptop in the face. Superfan shows up, sheriff shows up, everyone's fighting, and then basically the sheriff arrests Michael. Carrie helps Mallory like stand up, and then we cut to like a year later, and Mallory's latest book, autobiography about being kidnapped. It's a huge success, and Carrie, I thought, was the book agent, but I think actually Carrie is going to continue writing the series.
Correct.
She's like a super fan.
Oh, wonderful.
She has all her like fanfic stuff she's been writing for years. So Mallory's just like, just put that in a book and you can keep the series going. I trust you with that.
Basically, like, because Carrie saved her life, she gets to write this autobiography with her, and then she's like, hey, I would love to keep Gideon going. And she's like, boom, you saved my life. You can do literally whatever you want to for the rest of your life. And I can't say no. You saved my life. So, and that's the movie. That's Silent Night, Fatal Night.
Yeah. And they eat cake?
No cake.
No, they should have had cake at the end, but no cake. So Brian, what are you thinking based on what you haven't seen the movie?
Yeah.
So pour it up, put a cork in it. What are you feeling?
So I don't really like scary movies too much. I don't do great with horror, but this feels more my speed. This feels doable for me. This type of, it doesn't feel like it's super scary, jump scare, anything like that. Terrifying situation though. If you put it in your mind, a biker kidnaps you and you gotta. I kind of like that idea. Like if you got to write something, somebody strapping you a chair and feeding you and just saying your only job is to write, and you're definitely going to be able to write. That's phenomenal. Mike, so Mike does this all for money? Is that it? Like,
because if she doesn't write the Gideon book, he's going to get sued. So he's already out the money because he made some poor investments.
Made some promises
and
here,
then the publisher is like, if you don't get us this, the start of this, like the first draft by Christmas Eve, we're gonna
you leave us some crazy stuff. Yeah, I guess. I would say, Brad, let's fire up that wine over steak sound effect. Thank you. Because call me Michael, I'm pouring this one up.
Wow.
All over
sloppy steak style.
Yeah. I like the sound of this one. It sounds
sloppy
like a good time.
Steak.
I thought
wine in the steaks.
Yeah.
They'll eat the steak. Get the wine
like
with
an
it.
Jus, if you will. I thought the super fan was going to turn out to be a bad person. I'm glad to hear that it worked out really well for her.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Give it up for your fans. Everyone should have a super fan like that.
Yes, absolutely. I'm pouring this all the way up. I love this movie. Cool. The Christmas obviously was just a throw in, and didn't really add or subtract from this movie. I thought what this movie did great was how they set it up early on with not being sure who was going to be the person for the fatal. Like the fan is so over the top. Like usually when you have that obsessed fan in Lifetime movies, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's usually a sign that they're going to do something messed up. Like when you have somebody as the background of your computer, your laptop screen, you're going to do something weird. Yeah. And they didn't. And it was the agent. And I thought they set that up really nicely. The BMX guy is an excellent bad guy. Like he was really great. And big fan of this movie. Really enjoyable.
I mean, it's that counter programming, right? So like we've been in Christmas world for so long that you need a little, I mean, it's not too scary. So I think it's the perfect amount of suspense or like I don't know what the genre is, I guess thriller. Sure. And I think they did a good job. Like if this had come out not at Christmas time, it might have just been like a run-of-the-mill Lifetime movie, but since it's like a Silent Night, Fatal Night, I wish they would have played Silent Night at some point.
For sure.
Missed opportunity.
For me, I don't watch as many as you do, but like of the ones that I've seen this year, this one was my favorite of the Lifetime movies I've seen, aside from like The Hammer in January. Like that is, but that's its own thing. And Barrett and Barstow, like those I feel like were like elevated, not your standard Lifetime flick of the traditional Lifetime format. I thought this one was great.
Yeah, no, they did a great job. I'm definitely pouring it up as well, especially for that steak scene.
There it is.
If you haven't seen it's on my Instagram, so check that out because I definitely clipped that right away. I was like, this will live forever in my brain and my Instagram. You know what? Your New Year's resolution should be to do that at some point.
Like to be out at dinner with some friends and just be like, all right, this is going to be the night that I do this. I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm going to order the steak. I'm going to order the wine, and I'm going to wait until somebody says something. And I'm just going to ride all over that steak.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one. All right.
That's a good resolution. That's good. Well, we did, everybody. Congratulations. What a wonderful 2023 it's been. So many fun movies, so many fun lifetimes. And I think we're going to do more of it in 2024. I think we got a lot of good stuff going on. But until next year.
Wow.
May we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. What? For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.